Hello and welcome to Tush Trains. In today's topic, we'll be going over how intermittent fasting got me back my hair and gave me abs. So first of all, what is intermittent fasting, or IF? The definition is basically cycling between periods of eating and not eating. So the goal is to lower insulin in order to burn fat, leading to cellular repair and hormonal balance. There are several types of fasting that I want you to see right now. So let's look at the most common one, or the most popular one. So there is 16 to 8, which is basically 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating. And this is the most popular method by far. There is also 18 to 6. So this would be 18 hours of fasting and 6 hours of eating. I took notes while I was experimenting with this, and this led to deep fat burning. There is also OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, and this is basically 23 hours where you fast and only 1 hour window where you eat. And this is great for simplicity. Those of you who want to have a simple life and a simple routine, it's good to do OMAD. There is also a 24-hour fast. So this is dinner to dinner, which is somewhat essentially the same type of thing, but this basically gives you a full day reset every day. The last one which we'll talk about is ADF. So this is alternate day fasting. So this is where you fast from 36 hours to 12 hours eating, and this basically leads to fat loss and autophagy. I want to talk about my personal transformation journey. It took a long while to get to this stage, and basically, I had to refine the process a lot. I had to do a lot of journaling, I had to experiment, and I had to find out what worked for me best. So in terms of my genetics, I come from Indian type of genetics or South Asian descent type of genetics. I may have some Persian blood or something, I'm not too sure. Some people in my family seem to have blue eyes and green eyes, so that's one constellation. But yeah, I didn't get those genetics. I got the raw dominant genes, so black hair, black eyes, you name it, that type of stuff. And what happened with these South Asian genetics is that it makes me gain fat really easily. I gain fat around the belly, thighs, and my arse. So these are the most troublesome areas that it took me so long to actually get to a stage where I looked somewhat okay. You know, there was 3 main struggles when I was going through this journey, which was basically bloating and hair loss, which was the alopecia, and it was basically inflammation of my whole body. Now, I tried everything and there was nothing sustainable that actually worked. So I did a ton of experimentation. I worked through numerous stages and did things on my own just to find out what worked best for me. Now, I just want to say that what works best for you will be individual to you. So don't take what I'm doing as concrete fact. And I'm no dietitian, so please consult a dietitian or something. And if you do have a health condition such as diabetes, you would probably want to consult with a physician before you do this. The plan that worked best for me individually was weekdays, I would do 18 to 6. So this would be 18 hours of fasting and 6 hours of eating. On the weekends, I would do OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. And every 2 weeks, I would do a 24-hour fast, or I would start with the ADF cycle, alternate day fast cycle. I just want to say, since I'm training for an Ironman, this is going to be a lot different, because on the days that I train endurance, I'm going to need a lot of carbs, and I can't just fast every single day because I won't be fueling my body properly, and I've learned from those mistakes. So hopefully me telling you this will allow you to get a better idea of what to actually do in the future. If you do intend to do any type of endurance training, you would need to think about this first. You would need to think about how to fuel your body properly. So moving on to the science-backed benefits. Number 1 we have is the most desirable effect, I won't lie. Everybody else looks at intermittent fasting as something that will gain you fat loss and muscle definition, which is entirely true, because before I started doing intermittent fasting, I looked nothing like I do now. And that's an understatement, trust me. In terms of insulin sensitivity, it definitely does increase that. So it would be good for people who are diabetic. Overall, it lowers insulin, which unlocks the fat burning effect. In addition to that, it does raise human growth hormone, which preserves muscle and supports fat loss. It increases norepinephrine, which boosts your metabolism, and this is increasingly good. So in terms of hair regrowth, I would say that it lowers inflammation, which is really good for somebody with autoimmune conditions, because autoimmune conditions definitely have something to do with inflammation, or systemic inflammation, or chronic inflammation. It lowers inflammation and it causes less DHT, so it caused less testosterone converting into DHT, which was favorable because DHT is a contributing factor to hair loss. It increased stem cell activity, which means regeneration of hair follicles. It balanced the hormones, so it reduced cortisol and testosterone imbalance. Balancing your hormones is crucial because it just gets rid of those factors that really mess with your health. In terms of cellular health, it promotes autophagy, which is cellular repair and detoxing. It also decreases the risk of diseases that are linked to aging and inflammation. Now, there are some other benefits of this, such as mental clarity, because it increases BDNF, which is a brain growth hormone. So it leads to better gut health, such as the rest and repair for digestion. And it gives you a simplified lifestyle because there's less stress around food. And trust me, you want that less stress around food because you want to know what you're actually doing in terms of food, because all throughout my mind, every single day, I was thinking about food. If you're a big foodie, you will naturally think about food 24/7, and this just gives you a more structured routine that you can stick to. It increases growth of discipline, so you become more in control of yourself and your decisions. Now, there are some final tips I would like to share with you. Contrary to popular belief, fasting is not starving, it's healing. You want to start slow, so I would suggest starting with 14 and 10, so basically 14 hours of fasting and 10 hours of eating. You want to stay hydrated, so you want to have electrolytes. And trust me, I never used to have electrolytes before, but I have them now and it makes such a difference. You want to mix protocols, so variation does get the best results. You have to mix protocols. So say I did 18 and 6 and weekends I was doing OMAD and every 2 weeks I was doing something else. This is because you need to find something that works for you within the time slots or like your schedule. Say you're working all of the time and you have no time to eat or no time to prepare your food. You would want to tailor this to your actual lifestyle. And the last one, which I always recommend, is to focus on whole foods. This is imperative if you want to maintain a healthy lifestyle. So that's all for today. Thank you for coming to my talk, and I'll see you on the next one.